The dog can't testify. The dog can't tell you what he was sniffing. It's a lack of probable cause. There's always been a big problem. You're trying to expand it. I hate it, Wilds. We'll debate later. Now on this. I don't want my dear friend Maverick Carter to make Tom Brady likable. Math. People think LeBron and I have a relationship. We don't. Like, he's my favorite athlete ever, and we're friendly, but we don't have a real relationship. Mav and I do. This is Mav's show. And I feel like it is a personal attack on me. Because Mav and I talked a lot about the Super Bowl, so like he knows how painful this entire ordeal has been. And now he's getting Tom Brady in the shop with his face glistening, cursing, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, regular man Tom Brady. Look at him hanging out. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I'm supposed to have a healthy sports hate for Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Not make me like, oh, that seems fun. Seems like a guy I want to hang out with. I don't want to hang out with him, and I don't appreciate Mav doing this. So this world's colliding in a bad way. I hope this episode never airs, Wilds.
Okay, so my answer is wait and see. So you're going to wait and see for this answer. First of all, Nick, you can question the integrity of the operation, but don't you dare come on the show and question the integrity of the dogs themselves. There's dogs out there, if you watch a 60-minute special, that are smelling cancer and saving lives. So how dare you cut his mic? How dare you question those dogs, especially those baseball bat dogs? How dare you? In any event, wait and see. It's wait and see is my answer. Look, it's a great trailer, but I am not going to judge the GOAT on a cut-up trailer with a lot of cutaways to Kid Cudi, cutaway, no pun intended, and Draymond. I want to see him straight from the GOAT's mouth and just nice and easy. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if he's talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know if he's talking about, a vitamin supplement that Alex was going to introduce into the TB12 line, but he wanted to keep an old supplement, and Tom Brady's like, you're going to stay with that supplement? I don't know. And I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to make any judgments on the trailer.
You know who could sniff a supplement?
I'm not talking about the dogs anymore. Wild's so wrong, okay. It's embarrassing for him. I'm not trying to embarrass you here, Wilds. But this was a Tom Brady quote, not LeBron. So when you say straight from the GOAT's mouth, see the GOAT, all these things, it's not LeBron talking. It's Brady. You're confused.
You walked right into that,
We could show the video
Wilds.
again.
Okay.
Are you confused?
I can't believe we broke the format for that. We broke the format for that. It's supposed to go from Nick to me to Jenna.
Fancy sneakers. Your fancy sneakers from the 80s, you walked right in there.
Yeah.
Back to basketball now. All eyes on Ben Simmons after the Sixers' shocking second-round exit. Doc Rivers still a believer in Ben, despite some interesting comments he made about him after Game 7. Here was Doc yesterday.
I'm positive in Ben. I'm very bullish on Ben still. But there's work, Mark. There is. And Ben will be willing to do it. And that's the key. Sometimes you have to go through stuff to see it and be honest with it. Obviously, what Ben just went through, I can't imagine that, because he has so much greatness around him and all the things that he does. And there's areas that he can fix quickly, in my opinion, and get better that will take him to another level. And, sometimes you don't know why you're in different places, you know what I mean? But this may be one of them. And I look at this as a great challenge, but definitely a doable one.
It'll be a challenge, all right. Nick, Doc Rivers' optimism on Ben Simmons is blank.
Listen, I appreciate what Doc is saying, and I do think the idea that Ben Simmons doesn't work hard is nonsense. And it should be noted that even as he was having an offensive meltdown, it didn't affect at all his defensive intensity, where he played a great game on Trae Young. So I understand this pile on Ben Simmons week, and understandably so, but we've got to tell the full story on it. With that said, the optimism is deja vu. Every single offseason we hear this is going to be the offseason that Ben Simmons either changes his form, changes his shooting hand, which used to just be a crazy thing Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer talked about, and now seems to be actually in play, that he's going to switch from left hand to right hand, or that Ben Simmons is just locked in the lab, and I know we're going to see the Instagram videos of him in pickup shooting jump shots. I want to believe in Ben, and I think the Sixers, while they feel pressured right now to trade Ben, they would be trading him at the lowest his value has ever been since he walked into the NBA, which is typically not good, to use very cold terms, asset management. So I think the Sixers are in a tricky spot. I think Ben's in a tricky spot, but I also think this narrative that this is going to be the offseason it changes Wilds is a bit of deja vu.
See, I think it could be, and my answer is Olympic mistake. Now, I don't want to see videos of Ben shooting alone in the gym. You know who else looks good shooting alone in the gym? Me. You know who doesn't look good shooting games? Me. Because it's two vastly different things. So if we can show Windhorse tweet here. Ben, in February, he's like, yeah, I can't wait to play with the Boomers, not a bunch of old people. That's the name of the Australian national team. So here's Windy. Simmons doubtful to play for Australia in Tokyo, sources said. Will spend offseason working on skill development. Aussie's scheduled to begin training this week in LA. My goodness, you don't even have to go to Australia. You just hang out in LA. So here's a video that was posted in Yaron Weitzman's Fox Sports article, which I cannot recommend enough. It was posted by a guy named Sixers Graham. This is Ben in Summer League, his rookie year. He's hitting jumpers. You don't see this, Ben. And I don't see any value in him just working by himself, or that like Sky Gym workout with Chris Brinkley. I don't want to see that. I want to see you working in real games. And the Olympics is a big enough platform where you get over the mental hurdle of you taking jump shots, besides just the physical, whether you're shooting with your left hand or right hand. I want to see you in game. So I hope Ben reconsiders going to the Olympics. Also, I put a lot of money on the Boomers, Aussie Olympics. I put a lot of money on the Boomers tonight, so come on, Ben.
I'm going to send it back to you in a second. Wilds, a little weird and wonderful. Yu Darvish, 11 strikeouts last night in a win over the Dodgers, becoming the fastest pitcher ever to 1,500 strikeouts during that performance as well. That is wonderful. Kevin Wilds, what else you got for us?
Well, we're going to head over to the weird. The rarely used, wherever this cam is, catches Alex Kirilloff stealing second. Kind of stealing, nobody's there. Here's the real hero of this, Tommy Watkins, first base coach. Here's the GOAT, not the good GOAT, the bad one. Joey Votto, who's not paying attention at all. Just take off, nobody's there. So great job, Tommy Watkins. The rare first base coach highlight. Moving on to the wonderful, back to Mr. DeGrom, who has no substances on him. Great catch. It's a quick developing play, quick highlight. Fantastic play. And then finally, we're going to go back to the weird. Javi Baez, this is just a normal play, 2 outs. No, there's not 2 outs. There's 1 out. Javi Baez thinks there's 2